Hello, y'all. Welcome to part 2 of my Honduras Israel Path playthrough in the Hearts of Iron 4 mod Kaiserredux. In part 1, we had some desertions in the army, then we had some skirmishes with those aforementioned deserters. So honestly, things could be going better for the government of the country, for the oligarchic government that is. And we are currently doing the focus, organized chain of command, and we are simply waiting for the Second American Civil War to take place, although that may be a while. And there's the death of T.G. Masaryk, he's in Bohemia. We have a research slot freed up, so let's start doing excavation 1. We just completed the focus, organized chain of command. So let's get excavation 1 started. And what is this national spirit here? Professional officers, interesting icon there. But now let's complete the focus. Complete military infrastructure, and that will take 49 days. Let me read this. In Central America, you don't just need rifles and the will to win wars, you also need supplies to do so. The harsh terrain of the region makes supply chains hard to establish, so we should look into expanding our infrastructure as to not suffer shortages. That is a good idea, and from this focus we'll get one infrastructure in 2 different states. And there was a coup d'etat in Siam, moved this division we just recruited into, well, near the border we have with El Salvador. And speaking of El Salvador, the militants, I think that's referring to the deserters from part 1 of this playthrough. Anyway, the militants have fled into El Salvador, hoping to base themselves there and stage a proper campaign of guerrilla warfare to overthrow the Honduran Council. However, it seems our soldiers show no signs of giving up the chase, and I spoke too soon. And from this event, El Salvador will get an event called Honduran Forces Enter. So let's see how they react to that. And I guess there's nothing big no wars are going to take place over that. Alright, then I can live with the outcome of that event. And now we got to get a military high command, or do we? Do we need to get one? I need to go to early mobilization. Or yeah. No. Let me actually get early mobilization just to get it started. Just to get that unlocked for us. And how's this focus doing here? Military infrastructure will be done in approximately, 19 days now. And it is currently August 1936. I'm just keeping and what? What in the world? The German Empire is not going to fight Belarus. What did Belarus do to cause that? It's just them versus the German Empire and their faction, isn't it? Why? Wait, did Ukraine lead the faction? No, they didn't. Why is Belarus fighting all of the Reichspakt? What did you cause to do that, Belarus? Oh, I have no idea. Maybe it's because they went syndicalist. I don't know. That is rough for them. And speaking of rough, the United Baltic Duchy has collapsed and the governor of Bohemia was elected. There's some wars going on there. And military clashes with El Salvador. Oh no. And it seems our abortive attempt at a swift arrest of the Bombardiers has escalated beyond our control. I think this is a reference to the fact those deserters or militants destroy one of our railways. But anyway, I think they did anyway in part 1. But let's continue on here, beyond our control, with an open firefight breaking out between our army and the Salvadorians. So now we're going to start a border war with El Salvador. And they have 3 divisions. We have 3 divisions. Can we do that? Is that like an event? Or no? Actually, I thought it was a decision. I guess not. There's no border war, though. I've been lied to. I've been bamboozled. Where's my border war game? I need to see green bubbles. But now, in the focus tree, forgetting the whole border war incident there, let's complete a military-industrial complex. Honduras will need to produce its own war material if it hopes to survive the incoming storm. We must invest in the development of a small-scale military-industrial complex to feed our war machine. And from this focus, once it's done, we'll get 1 new military factory, which we will add to our other, one military factory. So we're going to double in size when it comes to military factories, and that's terrific. We can modify our officer corps. Don't do that. I need to get this mobilization law up. Insufficient resources. Yes, we need more steel. Where can I get more steel? Well, I could trade for it, but I would prefer not to. Flanders, Wallonia, and Belarus signed a peace treaty. And is Belarus still fighting the entire German Empire? I guess they are. And let me read this now. Belgian Declaration of Independence. That's probably why they peaced out. And let me read this. Annual celebration of the 15th of September. Today, the whole Central American region celebrates today, where the delegation of deputies from all the now former provinces of Spain gathered in the Guatemala City Town Hall and together drafted the Declaration of Independence that was signed by José Cecilio del Valle, and that turned our once foreign-ruled countries into free nations. During the whole month of September, all of Central America celebrates, each with their own distinct traditions, utilizing all sorts of entertainment from parades and concerts to public speeches by high-ranking government officials. Today is truly a day of unity for our nations, and from this event we'll get 25 political power, and that's nice. And I'm going to assume we'll get that event every year. I hope we do anyway. Doctrines available. Land Doctrine, let me unlock. Superior Firepower Doctrine. Good, that's done now. And do we even have any artillery? We have no artillery in our divisions at this moment. At this time, but I need to probably improve that. We'll change that in the future. Hopefully I'll get enough military EXP to do so. And military industrial. Belgium joined the Reichspakt, the Congress of Ariel. So Belgium basically got rid of Flanders Wallonia, then they just joined back up with the Reichspakt. Interesting. But they have no more monarch anymore, so there is that. They're led by a parliament now. And just keeping a close eye on El Salvador still. And that border war, I don't know, that border war just didn't happen. Maybe it will happen sometime in the future. I need that military factory. Come on, military industrial complex, get over with. I need the factory. I need to keep improving the army of Honduras so it can be strong and mighty if we are to eventually try and unify all of Central America. And that is my game plan. So come on, a little bit more. Keep going. And there's some more wars going on. There are tons of wars in China. Mongolia is just going after like 3 different countries. They're fighting now. They're fighting Xinjiang, the Kumal Khanate, and the Ma clique all at the same time. That's pretty. They may bite off more than they can chew, honestly. And we have a new infantry division. Send them to the border. And military industrial complex is done. Let's now complete trained officers. So let me assign this factory to rifle production. Just have that done now. And let me read this here. Actually, no, I need to switch my mobilization law. Go to early mobilization. That is done. So reading this here. Was that even worth it? I don't know if that really even helped us. The economy law didn't. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Admiral Kolchak was murdered in Transamere. So let me read this focus. That is like 10 days into being done. Our officers currently hardly know anything about formal military doctrine. We will have to formally train them in a Honduran way of war if we wish to stand a chance against our enemies. And from this, we'll get a General Karl Eriksson von Rosen, and Huey Long's elected president of the USA. So the USA has a new president, and from this focus, we'll get the national spirit known as professional officers will be modified. Do I even have that? Okay, there it is. Yeah, it will be modified. So, Huey Long's president of the USA. I'm thinking the Second American Civil War can happen. A few candidates that can be elected president in this mod can avoid the Second American Civil War. Not all of them can. And I think Huey Long is one of those candidates in the mod that can't avoid the Second American Civil War at all. And that's what we need to happen. We need that conflict to occur. There's some more in China now. And I need houses focused doing here. Trained officers will be done soon. Good. Maybe we can do equipment imports, perhaps. I don't know. We got to get rid of these bad national spirits we have, like Great Purge. Those need to be gone. I need that to be gone for the sake of our army because it gives us less daily political power gain, also less division organization and division recovery. The Khanate of Kiva joined the faction, the Bukharan Union, and in the focus tree, research tree, let's research support weapons 1, and Mustafa Kemal seized power in the Ottoman Empire. Get infantry equipment done, heavy equipment done, that focus there. This will take 49 days like many of our other focuses. And it says here, the description of this focus, we don't only need rifles, we also need heavy guns to pound the enemy's position. We shall invest in artillery so that the enemy will never feel safe, either in the battlefield or in the trenches. And from this, we'll get an event as well as, the standardized equipment focus, national spirit will be modified a little bit, which is fine by me. And the Rand Rebellion succeeds. So the Rand, that is in South Africa, so that's happening. There's Syndicalists now. Interesting. So Syndicalist, South Africa, they're no longer part of the Entente, which is a faction led by the Kingdom of Canada and the French national state. They just lost an ally there, so that is sad for them, I guess. They still have South Rhodesia, who frankly I imagine is in a very awkward position because now their southern ally no longer is in their group of international friends, and the South African People's Union joined the Third International. Entente hates that, I bet. They just do. And if they ever go to war with each other, the Entente will have to aid Rhodesia in their fight against South Africa. That will occur should both of those factions come to blows at any moment in time. And heavy equipment is more than halfway through. Come on, get there. Need a few more days. Just a few more days. Gotta get Loyal Army done next. I like that focus icon. That's pretty cute. It's a nice little dog. And excavation 1 is done. Let's now complete the focus. Start researching Remington Model 1934 to get more advanced infantry equipment. Here's a new division. And bring them to the border with El Salvador. We gotta keep expanding our military as much as we can. We have a surplus of rifles at this moment. Well, that's good, but I don't want to take advantage of that by training more divisions than usual. Okay, acquiring heavy weapons is done. Let me look at this event here. Some joyful salesmen have put forward various offers for us to obtain artillery pieces sufficient to kit out a few support companies for the Honduran army. Should we take the deal? And if so, whose? And let's take the deal from the German man in the hat. Are these even any different? They're all fundamentally the same, aren't they? They're just cosmetic differences. Okay, let's take the German artillery done then. So now we have German artillery, and let's give our infantry, well, our brigades or whatever, support artillery. Good. And how many artillery pieces do we need even? We need more artillery. Evidently we had too much artillery taken there, so let's put artillery in the production, well, have artillery made as soon as possible once we get enough equipment for that. And that may have been a mistake. Should I have added artillery there? Serbia crowns King Alexander II. I don't know. I need more factories. I really need more factories. Now in the national focus tree, in the focus tree, get Loyal Army started. I forgot to start it instantly. So let me read this focus. Our loyal army is the backbone of the nation's armed forces. Well, what would be a loyal army if not for a bunch of unpatriotic soldiers waiting the mutiny and totally lacking in loyalty to the nation? We must deal with this rabble, and this will give us political power once it's done, and it will also modify the national spirit professional officers. So that's going to be some help there in making our military less possibly rebellious. I don't know. And that will take 49 days. So just wait there, and there's some war going on in the Northern Caucasus region. It's the North Caucasian state versus Georgia, led by not Joseph Stalin. Well, it's Joseph Stalin before he was called Joseph Stalin. So how is Belarus doing? Are they still alive? Are they still fighting? Okay, they peaced out, actually. Huh. Interesting. So they survived that whole ordeal. And some interesting stuff is going on in the Baltics. We have Latvia here, then there's Riga, then there is Estonia, and they emerged as countries in the aftermath of the collapse of the United Baltic Duchy. So Loyal Army will be done soon. That will take like 12 more days. I'm just waiting for that to get over with. Then we'll be almost finished with our army part of the focus tree. I'll need to get done with, oh my goodness, I gotta get these 2 focuses done here too. Oh well. We'll get done with it soon either way. So get it completed, please. Come on, get there. And how is the USA doing? It's not in Civil War mode yet. I gotta keep waiting, unfortunately. And some country joined a faction in China. The Hunan clique did that. The Guangzhou federal government has been proclaimed. Loyal Army is done. Let's now complete the focus. Equipment imports. So let me read this. It says, purchasing, standoff in America. The Second American Civil War approach is good. That's great. The American Civil War is going to occur. Oh boy. Yes, I need this to happen. I need this to happen for the sake of Honduras and the path we're going to try and get done in this playthrough. But anyway, equipment imports. Purchasing foreign equipment has long been the lifeblood of our army, as we lack the significant domestic capacity required to produce our own. And this will get an event. We'll get an event from that focus once it's done. Once it's completed, anyway. And can the Civil War just start yet, please? It's clearly going to happen. Come on. I'm waiting. I'm dying of anticipation here. Just have the Second American Civil War take place, For the sake of Honduras, I need it to occur. The Monroe Doctrine is going to die, and that's what we need to happen. It will happen. It has to. So now some country got annexed there. Oh, some countries, well, I think Central Asia is being consolidated. Who is this here? It was the Republic of Kokon. They lost to the Federation of Turkestan and Alash Orda, I believe. So that occurred. And will this civil war happen? Just go. Make it happen. Huey Long. Just use your powers to make it occur. I want this civil war to go down. Please. Equipment Imports has about 18 days left until it's completed. And I'm just waiting for that now. And there we go. The Second American Civil War begins. And here's all the war declarations that have gone out in in what's left of our northern neighbor, the USA. The Monroe Doctrine is going to be dead. Well, it's already effectively dead now, but it will be officially dead soon enough. And with that said, I'm going to end what is part 2 of my Honduras Israel Path playthrough in the Hearts of Iron 4 mod Kaiserredux here. If you enjoyed this mod, you can check it out in the video description. The link to it is there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.